Hi everyone, I'm Jana and this is Primelang.
Hi, I'm Olga, and today we're going to touch upon a subject which is maybe a bit unexpected. So we are going to talk about ancient languages. Why do we learn them? How learning them is different from learning modern languages, and is there a point in learning them at all?
Yeah.
Okay, I will tell you lots about my personal experience because I love learning ancient languages, and I've tried learning several of them. I will definitely tell you everything about it in this video. But Jana, let's start with you. So I know you've had some experience of learning Latin. Um, can you, well, talk about this experience and explain your point of view? Do you think that learning ancient languages, well, is there any sense in learning ancient languages at all? And do you consider it as an option for yourself for the future, maybe? So stuff like that.
Well, let's see. I learned Latin a little bit in high school and one semester at the university in my first year. Uh, I did it as part of curriculum, not by choice, really. But it wasn't really hard or anything. I don't remember experiencing any problems with that. But um, you see, I did it. I learned them because it was part of the school curriculum, not because I wanted to do it, like I said just now. But um, I don't really see any point for myself. I mean, I see the point because I understand logically that if you learn an ancient language, it will be easier and maybe more interesting for you to understand things that are going on in modern languages and maybe trace some of the changes that are happening. And that could be fun for for people who are learning languages for the sake of language itself. But I am not really much into that kind of thing because I've told many times before that I learn languages because I want to use them uh, in my life in some way. Maybe I want to work, for example, like I do with French and English. I teach those languages, and I read in these languages and everything. I don't know. I watch movies. I read books and everything. German, well, I'm learning because I want to read books, maybe watch some videos, some movies too, just for fun. So German, I'm not even considering for professional growth or whatever. But anyway, with an ancient language, it's not something, there's not much you can do afterwards. Yes, you learn this language, you figure out the use, well, you figure out some of the changes that have happened to the modern language, which derive from these ancient languages. I don't know, you kind of uh, for me, this is a very short term kind of fun. I don't really enjoy very much. And no, I don't consider learning an ancient language as a future prospect, and I have a reason for that. Because for me, what's also important is I need to know what the language sounds like. And with an ancient language, you can't really know. We have some guesses, some ideas, but even if you look at the Latin language, you will hear that our Russian people pronounce Latin words not quite the same way that Europeans pronounce Latin words. Europeans pronounce them the way they pronounce Italian words, in, well, some of the sounds anyway, and we don't. And so even in this little thing, is there is a discrepancy. But if we talk about other languages, really I cannot hear how it sounds. I will not. And also in modern languages, something new always comes up. There's always a new book, there's a new movie, there's a person you can listen to. But in the ancient language, there's a very limited amount of sources that you can use. Yes, maybe you will or maybe somebody will be interested to read some manuscript. For example, if you're learning ancient Greek, maybe you'll be interested to read philosophers, which is far from what I like. Or maybe you would want to read the New Testament in Greek because it was originally written in this language. But what's next? You can't speak this language to anybody. You can't So no, for me, this is maybe a very romantic notion when I hear somebody, oh, I'm learning I don't know, a Sumerian language or whatever, Akkadian language, or other ancient. I'm like, oh wow, this sounds awesome, but that's about it. I don't have any personal plans about learning the languages, the ancient languages. So that's really so I don't have very much to say in this video about it. So Olga, you're gonna have to take the floor. You kind of have to take it from
Right. Okay. So about the point you've made that we cannot listen to these languages, I want to say a couple of things. So first of all, in a way, yes, we can, because nowadays, especially for these popular ancient languages like Latin and ancient Greek, and even for Old Norse, which I've tried dealing with lately, there exist recordings. So there are lots of enthusiastic people who do that. So of course, as you say, we don't know for sure that that's what it sounded like, but we still get a pretty accurate guess at what it could be. And well, so it's really cool that, for example, Harry Potter has been translated into Latin. I don't know, The Hobbit has been, I actually have a Latin version of The Hobbit.
but what's the point? It's what's the point? Who it's
Yes,
going to
so,
be?
but for me, in fact, this is not the point. I'm not, so this is, I think, it can be fun for somebody, not for me, because if I learn an ancient language, of course, I really want to deal with the original stuff. So for me, the point is, yes, it's kind of romantic, as you say, and it's really amazing because you get kind of to the roots of the languages. You see all of a sudden how everything works. Like, it becomes really, really much more translucent. Everything about the languages that you already know, the modern languages, you get a lot of insight into how it works. So it's like an eye opener, and it's really amazing. So I love this feeling, and I don't know, I just love the feeling of touching something that's really deep, hidden somewhere in time, and well, we get the chance of discovering it and learning it. So yes, for now I've had experience with Latin, and I think I can translate pretty fluently with the dictionary, of course, but I've translated, well, original texts, not very easy texts, I'd say. Um, and as for Latin, there are people who manage to speak it, and also I think it's amazing. But I don't know, for me, when I learn an ancient language, I think that's not exactly the point. So I don't know if I would like to learn speaking Latin and practice it like that.
But there's no such thing
Um,
really as speaking Latin, because a conversational language is something that always changes every day because society is changing. There are new notions every day. And Latin is something that's not changing, and it will not be able to respond to current needs, and because it does not have the vocabulary for it. For them.
well, yes, but so the point is that it actually develops the vocabulary. Those people who study it like seriously in this way, they add new words. For example, as I said, such books as Harry Potter have been translated, so they've clearly added lots of vocabulary that is
But
relevant
that's
today.
artificial. It's not natural.
Right. So that's why I'm not a big fan of this specific idea. Yes, it's artificial for sure, but well, if you need it, it's there. So
Mhm.
yes, yes, and maybe that's why I don't really want to speak it actually, because yes, it's kind of weird, and it's not the point for me. Okay, and after Latin, I've tried learning ancient Greek, and I was surprised at how difficult it was, because Latin was really all logical for me, and it was super easy, like incredibly easy. But despite its complicated grammar, so it was very always nice and clear, and I could see why things were happening. But in Greek, it was not the case, and I just couldn't get through. And I started it a couple of times, and I dropped it. It just didn't work. And then finally, recently, very recently, I realized an old dream, and I decided, like, why wait? I wanted to try it now, and I found lots of great resources for Old Norse. and I've just done like maybe a lesson and a half so far, so I cannot say that I'm learning it. I've just started doing something with it, but it's really amazing. So like Latin, I've heard a lot that Old Norse is very, very difficult, but surprisingly for me, after doing a bit of Norwegian, I found that Old Norse is nice like Latin, very easy, very logical. So I really have big plans, and I love learning ancient languages, and I definitely will continue. I will come back to Greek, and well, I hope to pick up more languages after that. I want to do Sanskrit. Um, and by the way, I've discovered a very nice resource for lots of ancient languages, and I will leave a link in the description to this video.
Mhm.
So there is Old Norse and other, I think all the ancient languages you can think of, they are there.
But speaking
Okay,
of,
well, Jana, don't you think though that if we generalize, if we speak about others, not about you personally, can you see a point in learning ancient languages then? Like you said, it explains you lots about modern languages. Well, anything else? Do you think if somebody tells you, so say that he or she is learning this or that ancient language, do you can you understand why the person is doing that?
well, I don't really know many people who are learning ancient languages, but I think most people who do, well, it is my understanding, and it's, I'm sure, very general. They do it because they just want to do it, because they like you, they like ancient stuff. And actually, I remember when I was working as an admin at an online school, there's one person who contacted us about learning Greek, and she, in the comment, she wrote, "I'd like to be able to read Greek philosophers," but unfortunately, we couldn't help her because at that school where I worked, there was no ancient Greek; there was only modern Greek. And by the way, Olga, maybe if you learned modern Greek, if you had learned modern Greek before, ancient Greek would not have been such a challenge for you, because much of modern Greek, as far as I've been told, comes from ancient Greek. And so maybe you should consider learning modern Greek and then come back to the ancient version of it, and then read the, I don't know, Homer or whatever, Plato. For those who might not know, Olga loves philosophy also. And so I'm sure you would be interested to read, I don't know, all those great people in the original. But yes, I think that for most people it could be either that they want to read the ancient manuscript, or well, not manuscripts, but ancient literature, and because there's a lot of, well, I'm taking ancient Greek as an example. It's just the easiest thing because I don't know very much about other ancient literature. And so I know some folks who like reading, Homer and Euripides and all these other comedies and tragedies and all whatnot. Or it's just like I said before, it's just very romantic notion. They want to say, oh, I want to feel this ancient those ancient vibes, whatever. But if we speak about practical and utilitarian reasons, which is why I learn languages mostly. For me, a language is a means to do something. It's not, I don't learn languages just because I like the language. So I don't see any practical purpose in ancient languages. But of course, I'm not claiming here. It's just my opinion. So please don't throw rocks at me. It's just my opinion. I'm not I'm not telling you, if you want to learn ancient languages, by all means, please do go right ahead. If Olga's going to share with you the sources that she knows, unfortunately, I can't help you here because I don't have any sources like this. And so, but that could be fun. Yeah.
Yes, so today, as I said, there are lots and lots of sources. It's really cool. Like, I don't know if you start some rare ancient language like Akkadian, as you said, maybe it will be more complicated, but for many ancient languages, there are lots of different and amazing sources. So depending on what you enjoy, you can find, I think you can find it anyway.
Mhm.
Yes, and so as you say, in fact, reading philosophers in the translation was part of my motivation when I thought about learning ancient Greek, because yes, I think I like reading everything in the original. And once I started reading philosophers, I think I had this need to read them in the original as well. So I think I'm going to do it one day for
Mhm.
sure. And in fact, I read bits of Vulgata. That's one of the Latin translations of the Bible, if you don't know. And it was absolutely amazing. It's a different feeling. And when you can do it, I don't know. So
But
it's
you know,
like,
Latin Bible is still not the original. You need to learn then ancient Hebrew, please. And ancient Greek, because Old Testament was written in ancient Hebrew, and then you might also be interested in Aramaic. I'm just sort of lining up for you, you know, the task. So you might be interested in Aramaic because Aramaic is the language of Jesus, and then you will want to learn ancient Greek because the entire New Testament is written in ancient Greek. So you got a big plan, lady.
sure, yes. So I don't know. I cannot say that the Bible is what I really want to read, what I mostly want to read in the original. So I think in this sense, I'm happy with having read bits of Vulgata. That will do it for me.
Mhm.
Maybe I will read some more in ancient Greek. Yes, but I will not go further there. But yes, as a matter of fact, I have lots of plans and I have lots of work in this direction ahead of me. So
So, well, you tell us, guys, what do you think about learning ancient languages? Do you find any use for them in your life, or do you know anybody who is learning them? And well, just write us anything you feel like So, and we'll be happy to respond. Uh, be sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you next time.
yes, I really hope I've managed to motivate at least some of you to pick up an ancient language. Is always my main goal is to motivate people. Yes, and well, we'll get back to you soon. Bye bye.
Bye bye.